What's up, guys? It's your favorite confused mechanic that has no idea what the hell's going on. I figured I would take a different approach to like making these because I can't get much worse. So I figured I'd try something different. Maybe I can make it half as worse. I don't know. So I am back, and I do not have all the parts from dude that earlier that told me that I had all the parts. I don't have all my parts yet, but I do have everything to install my clutch plates back in, and so I'm gonna try not to say I keep saying that a lot. I've looked at the videos and I'm like, man, I can't say a lot. And I'm not a public speaker, you know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing there, here, basically just flying by the seat of my pants. So there I go again. You can count it and see how many times I say that. So I'm gonna say it a bunch of times. I guarantee you, it's gonna be crash and burn. So I have everything that I showed you before. I have my clutch. It's still disassembled in pieces. Remember before I said it's a bunch of parts. Parts is parts right inside there. And I don't know what the hell it is. So I started looking at my book, and I'm trying to come up with the terminology here, and I had it on here, but I lost it. I'll show you what I was talking about, because it was kind of funny. I had said this part right here goes in and out. That's called the clutch lifter pin. I'm trying to learn, trying to do what I can to see if I can make myself better at this. Can you imagine if the fireman or paramedic showed up on scene and was like, we're gonna stick this tube in there, and we have no idea, but we're gonna put it in there, in that place right there, and try to get inside that part right there. So I figured, hey, you know what? If I'm gonna try to do this, I'm gonna try to learn a little bit. So that's a little different. So I'm gonna pull this off, and you're gonna witness the extreme confusion and disaster of doing this. You've seen the other video where I've tried to get all this out of here. This is all disassembled. I covered it up because I don't want a bunch of stuff getting inside all these parts in here. So this is a very simple job. I made it way more complex than it is. It's kind of like, you've seen those machines that all you want to do is turn the light bulb on, and you roll the ball down the thing, and it hits the domino, and the domino goes over here, and it smacks a lever, and the lever comes over, and it cranks a wheel with a shoe on it, and the shoe comes around. That's kind of how I like to make stuff. So this is pretty simple. If you could take nuts and bolts off, from what I see, I told you before, this could be a disaster. It could turn to shit real quick. But this is the way I like to do stuff. I just take it apart and put it back together the same way and hope it works. And I've got all these, and these little bastards right here, these are the springs that I told you about. They are, I can't see, I don't have my glasses on, but I believe they're the judder springs. One of them is slightly bent and one of them is straight, and there's a slightly bent one and there's a sequence. Well, when I had this apart on my simple screwdriver skewer, they can go inside of this. So I was like, man, I could just see myself putting this down, picking it up, and figuring out, son of a bitch, the spring escaped into the middle, and now I don't know where it goes. Even though I got the book, I figured this is foolproof. I'm gonna go in here and pull each individual piece out that I see just like these, and I'm sliding them in the clutch basket the same way, and then I'll double check my work inside of here. I kind of tried to nerd out. There I go again. I caught myself. So I'm gonna see if I can get this back off of here. This has already been unbolted and stuff. everything's gone and out. I just took a break and tried to get this to where so here's your inside here. This is a spring that they tell you, that I've been told, don't lose this spring. That would be bad too. This spring right here is the return spring for your clutch throw lever here. And then this is the O-ring. Remember I got so upset about the other day? That's still en route. I went to the Honda shop and tried to find it. They don't have it. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until the part comes in. I was gonna buy it because it's only a couple dollars, and I just want to get this back together. And then my gaskets on here too. I did get that. At least the guy did help me out with that. He got me that. So all this is intact, and I'm gonna set this off to the side. And this is my actual water pump inside of here. So I don't know if anybody happens to see this that has this bike, maybe it'll help them. But your water pump is right here, and it pumps the water from the radiator hose here, drops down into here, pumps it back into here, cools the engine down, and does the round robin all through the other side and through here. So that's basically why that's there. The water pump, I don't know, they just have the water going, you think like, oh, the water's going in here, but it's just going through this chamber and out. So that's how that goes. Put that up there out of the way. All right, remember all the parts? And I have to look at this again. Hey everybody. Well, that's a wrap on the clutch, man. I cheated. I started it up already because I was pretty nervous. I wasn't nervous that the clutch was going to work. I was kind of like, I just had so much stuff going on with this thing, as far as like I had so many things apart and all that. But I'll wrap it up by showing you. See? I'm going to start it up, see how it sounds. I had to add coolant, oil, and a good surprise today. The mailman came early, brought my oil. I got my oil all put in. I added about 2 quarts of coolant and 4 quarts of oil, and it sounds awesome. I can't believe I did it. I'm pretty excited that I actually, not only did I install front and rear suspension upgrades and got them feeling pretty good because I took it for a test ride. I adjusted the valves and made some adjustments on the exhaust valves. Thank God the intake valves weren't off, because then I would have had to remove the camshaft. So that's a whole nother dilemma in itself. Not undoable, but it would have been more work. So got the valves all adjusted, and finally the clutch. Installed a bunch of exhaust gaskets and things like that, because when I loosened everything up, I had to put all new stuff in there. Got all the parts that I was complaining about the guy not bringing or sending me. So here it is, and got it all working and put it in gear, and it acts like it's supposed to. So here we go. I already had it running, so I knew it was going to do that. I wasn't taking a chance. So here we go. We'll put it in gear. Hopefully it doesn't fly through my motorcycles or my Harleys outside safe. So it goes into first gear. Of course, because it's off the ground and it's spinning, but that's just because it's off the ground. I got it on the center stand, and normally there's a little drag in there, but we're back to neutral. Got the clutch in and out. I got good free play. Sounds good. Everything's working properly. It was smoking. It was smoking a little bit, but that's to be expected because I had the exhaust, all this completely taken apart. I put all new gaskets on it, and oil and coolant and stuff dripped from the top, so everything's still burning off. You know, topped off the coolant reservoir, And that's a wrap, man. That's got us. Next thing to do is start working on the wheels, the brakes, and that's simple because I've done that before. And hopefully I can try to get that thing done in about 3 weeks. I gotta go in for cardiac ablation, so sucks, but I'm not looking forward to it. But I just as soon get it over with. And today I ordered myself a Garmin InReach, so my wife will be happy. I have 3 solid ways to call for help if I need it. So, all right, we'll see you again soon. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off, and I gotta start installing and putting everything back together. I didn't want to put everything back together until I was totally sure all this was gonna work. I was pretty confident, but it would have sucked to have to take this all apart. It was a pain in the ass to get some of this stuff off. So, all right, guys, I'll see you next time. Hoping everything's good for you. Take care.